Hey, what is up, legends? My name is Derek or J Nova, and today we are back with episode 2 of the old school RuneScape Ironman series. Let's jump into what we did this week. If you guys haven't watched episode 1 of this series yet, I highly recommend you check it out. We did some questing, we did some tithe farm. It's a good time. Go watch it. You can see the origins of this story, of the tale of iron, and you get just a good idea of where we're coming from and how we're at where we're at now. Anyways, moving on. Welcome to episode 2. All right, so first things first, there's going to be a bunch of clips in here. I'm not going to commentate on every little thing that I did. This first clip's just me planting some belladonna and strawberries. I'm not going to comment on every single little thing that I did. I'm just going to touch on the highlights and the big things that we completed. So if you see random clips here and there, I'm not really talking too much about what's going on the screen. It's just stuff to kind of fill the gaps, but let's jump into some of the things that we did. All right, so we completed the Getting Ahead quest over in Kourend. We actually got some decent crafting and construction experience from this one. Here's some clips of me fighting the boss from that quest, the Headless Beast. Pretty easy one. Obviously, we can safe spot it, so it was nothing too crazy. The quest is pretty short, but again, some pretty solid gains there. A lot of what I did off stream and what I was streaming earlier this week was some questing. So you're going to see a bunch of quest completions here. Really, really good. Obviously, we're trying to get to a point where we can do Recipe for Disaster, you know, all the later quests that have quest point requirements. So we're trying to knock out a bunch of these easier ones. Obviously, the experience gains are great as well. So trying to have to skill as least as I need to. So we'll take all these quest rewards as much as we can get them. So again, we got some solid crafting and construction from this one. And moving on. During the next live stream, we obviously started off with some farm runs, some birdhouse runs. I got kind of sidetracked and I started doing some volcanic ash mining. God damn it, dude. I'm getting Ironman right now. I'm getting Ironman. I was going to start doing quests. And then we ended up farming shit, planting seeds, switching my house location. Now I'm here mining ash piles. If you guys didn't know, you need volcanic ash to make ultra compost out of super compost, so I just kind of stockpiled a bunch of that so I can make a bunch of ultra compost and not have to worry about my supply there. So that took like 20-30 minutes, so that was a little bit of a detour that we took, but nothing too crazy there. In between questing, we also completed the Easy Kurumja achievement diary. This is such a cheesy way of doing this fucking this diary requirement.
Achievement diary completed.
Oh, cool. That's all of them. Let's talk to homeboy. So we went through that, did all of those, and then we decided to go get the Kurumja gloves 1, which is nice. They're not super useful until kind of later on when we get the higher tier achievement diaries done. So it's nice to have them for now, but obviously not going to be super useful until we get 2 or 3 of the achievement diaries done there. Then we moved on to doing Holy Grail. Holy Grail is a pretty infamous quest for Ironman because it's super easy. It's just you always see clips of everyone flinching the Black Knight Titan on the bridge. We did that for about 20 minutes. It took forever, but we did get it done. Let's just tank him. Hit me, bro. Come on. We can... Oh, fuck. Nope, we're not doing that. Back to flinching. Toasted. Give me that fucking iron full helm. I want it. And then we completed the Holy Grail quest. It's solid 2 quest points. Really good prayer XP and really good defense XP. Defense was kind of lacking, and prayer was kind of lacking. So obviously those are 2 very, very good things. We need to get the prayer up. I don't know exactly when I'm going to start going for getting to 43 prayer for protection prayers, but having prayer experience from quests is huge, so we'll take it. And 15k defense. Let's fucking go, baby. Absolutely massive for the program. Absolutely massive. Give me them levels. 30 prayer, 44 defense, or 44 combat, 32 defense. Massive, massive, massive. Let's fucking go. After Holy Grail, we moved on to doing Fishing Contest. Another super, super easy quest, but gives some good, solid experience rewards. And yeah, nothing too great to talk about here. Got some decent fishing XP there. I'm already level 62 fishing, so no level here. But again, we'll take all the free EXP we can get and 1 quest point as well. Bam. Nice little 2k fishing experience. We'll take that 2k. Let's go. Not even a level. Sick. As we were running around doing quests, I was kind of just trying to do a bunch of the one small favor steps as I could, as I, just kind of walked around the map and ran into these NPCs. So there are just some instances, like when we were in Barbarian Village, just doing some of the one small favor steps, and starting the step, at least talking to the NPC to start the step. So we did a bunch of that while we were walking around, just to make that quest a little bit less annoying once we actually do complete it. All right, and then we went in to turn in the Prince Ali rescue quest. I basically already had this done, I just never went and talked to the guy in El Kharid to finish the quest. So we got some solid 3 quest points from that one. Nothing too crazy. Free use of the Al Kharid gate. That's cool, I guess. Prince Ali rescue in the bag. That's 3 quest points. That's fucking nice. But yeah, that one, I kind of completed all the steps to that one before I started the progress series, so you guys didn't see much of that, but we did turn it in on this stream, so we got the rewards for that. And then we moved on to doing the Golem. While we were doing the Golem, one of Bodhi's steps in his guide is to make sure you cut one of these teak trees. This is a diary requirement. And while we were cutting it, I noticed that the actual guide said to make sure that you're live streaming this. So I wanted to make sure I abided by Bodhi's rules, and I live stream myself cutting this teak tree. Look what this guide says. Cut the teak tree while here. This must be live streamed. I'm doing that. It's so funny, I'm live streaming. While we were doing the Golem, we knocked out a couple of the easy desert tasks as well for the achievement diaries, and then we completed the Golem. We got some good crafting and thieving XP there. Another quest point. We're already up to 101 quest points on this account, which is pretty freaking solid. I'm really happy with the progress. I think we made a lot of solid progress this week, but let's keep on going. We did a lot of farming and birdhouse runs in between continuing questing and on this stream specifically, so I kind of just want to take this time just to talk about a little bit of the goal here. I know in the last episode, we talked briefly about kind of what I want to do and the goals for the series, and I talked about the end game goals. The main thing that we're pushing towards is Song of the Elves. So Song of the Elves is a Grandmaster quest. I think I talked about it a little bit, but it has a lot of tough requirements. There's a lot of level 70 requirements for that quest. So the main thing that we're pushing for is that quest completion. After I ended stream, I decided to do a little bit more wood cutting just to get to level 45 so we can cut those maple trees. So here's level 44 wood cutting, and here's getting level 45 wood cutting. Then we did some more of the usual. We refilled our compost bins, did a farming run, and then we decided to cut a bunch of maple trees. I wanted to stockpile a bunch of maple logs so I can just do birdhouse runs and not have to worry about getting more logs. So I think we got around 200 of them on the forestry world. It goes by pretty quick, not too crazy. Once I'm kind of higher level and I have to do like you and magic and stuff like that, it'll probably be a little bit more of a pain, but for now it goes by pretty smooth, nothing too bad. We then moved on and completed Black Knight's Fortress. Another 3 quest points and some coins. Solid. We're up to 104 on the account now. That was another one where I kind of did most of the steps before I started this series, so not too much to show you there. But I also did Pirate's Treasure, and we went and dug up the treasure in Falador Park. Again, did a lot of that before I was recording all of this content, so a lot of that was missed. I'm sorry about that, but we did complete the quest here. Nothing crazy reward-wise. We did get 2 quest points though, so we're up to 106. Probably the biggest quest completion of this video is Recruitment Drive. So Recruitment Drive actually gives you Initiate Armor, which is probably the best early prayer armor that you can get. Actually, definitely is the best early prayer armor that you can get. It's equivalent to Mithril, but it gives you great prayer bonus. So that's going to be very useful for Slayer once we have protection prayers and we're kind of grinding Slayer a little bit more in the later parts of this account. But this quest was kind of fun, man. I don't really remember doing these quests on my main account, so it's kind of nice going through them all again and just kind of reliving the experiences. Like I just really don't remember doing these, and I have Questscape on my main. And it's funny because it's like, I don't really remember doing this too much. And obviously I'm a spacebar warrior. I don't really read any of the dialogue or anything like that, but it is fun just kind of reliving all these quests. After completing Recruitment Drive, we decided to go down into the Falador dungeon and kill some blue dragons. So we're running to get the Dusty Key right now, but we killed some blue dragons and filled our inventory with bones. So I want to get like about 20 bones just to use for future prayer training. And yeah, we did that. It was pretty fun. I actually haven't done any combat on this account, so it was nice to just be able to sit around and kill stuff for a while. It was something I deeply miss so far, because we've pretty much only been subjecting ourselves to like a lot of skilling grinds lately, like mini games and skilling. So it's been nice to actually do some content and fight things. One thing I will say is I'm really excited to use magic in combat more, like in Slayer too. I think the elemental weaknesses is something that I haven't really taken too much advantage of on my main, so I'm really excited to use magic for Slayer and actually have it be worthwhile. We then started doing Fremenic Trials. This one is another kind of one of those fun quests to do. Like I said, just kind of reliving all the golden days of my childhood doing this quest again. In the middle of doing this quest, we needed to get, I think it was 25 fletching as part of the requirement for the quest to do something with this golden wool and the unstrung lyre to string it. So mid-quest, I was just fletching some arrows to get to level 25, fletching super fast. I did it in between the walks to Relica and back to Sears Village, so super simple. But we did end up getting 25 fletching pretty easily, and then moved on with the quest. The highlight of this quest, obviously, if you guys have done it before, is the fight with Koshi, the Deathless. It's a pretty unique fight where every time you kill him, basically, he just gets stronger. It's an interesting one. There is a way to kind of cheese it where you can bring like a Draman branch with you and craft a staff so you have a little bit more damage dealing power. But, you know, for me, I'm not a hardcore, so this isn't really sketchy at all. It's really just about bringing enough food with you to survive everything. The last phase, you can die to it and still progress through the quest. You can kill it, though. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone actually do that. The last phase is pretty crazy. He starts attacking each tick, so it gets pretty insane. But this was a long fight. I think it was like 5 or 6 minutes I was sitting here fighting him, so it was a long one. We used pretty much all of our food, I think, but we brought recoils, and we were pretty prepared, so we got it done pretty simply. And then we completed Foundry Trials, which again was a huge quest completion. This is another one of the big ones. Solid experience for all the combats, and then obviously fishing, thieving, agility, crafting, fletching, and woodcutting. Great experience across the board. 3 quest points, 110 total quest points now on the account. Solid progress. Now, doing Foundry Trials was one of the biggest things that we needed to do because it unlocks our kind of method for smithing training. So like I mentioned previously, a lot of what we're doing right now, a lot of the early game for us is getting the Song of the Elves requirements done, and the next one that we need to do is smithing. So why does Foundry Trials matter? It unlocks Jatizo, and on Jatizo is where we can buy mithril claws for pretty cheap. And those mithril claws are going to be used at Giant's Foundry, and that's where we're going to be doing our 70 smithing grind. So I had a great time hopping worlds over and over and over again, buying mithril claws. We bought about 300 of them total. And then before we committed to the full smithing grind, we completed Dwarf Cannon, which obviously is another big one to do. Cannon's going to be super useful, not only in range training, but also Slayer training in the future. And then we also bought some steel supplies from the Mount Curlum. Is that how you say it? Mount Curlum? I don't know. Where Konar is, the Slayer Master, up there. The shop over there sells steel battle axes and stuff like that you can buy, again, for pretty cheap, and I'm going to be using those at Giant's Foundry as well. So we stocked up on some of those. I've been at Giant's Foundry now for the last like 2 or 3 days, so nothing really crazy has happened since we got to Giant's Foundry. It's just been me kind of grinding away at smithing. Oh yes, we also took a detour. We got Ironman, as I like to say. We couldn't put mithril claws in quite yet. We need 50 smithing for that, so we did have to go to Blast Furnace and do some gold at Blast Furnace just to get to 50 smithing. I was level 48. Took like all of 5 minutes to do. We also took another detour and went and got ice gloves. I just wanted to do that because I didn't want to have to deal with having a bucket on me every single sword that I made in Giant's Foundry. Just a little quality of life thing. So we went to kill the Ice Queen down in the ice fortress underneath White Wolf Mountain, and she almost killed me, but it's all right. We got it done. What a shitty kingdom to be queen of. Yeah, it's kind of trash, huh? She's already half dead. I'm just gonna tank her. Fuck it. Hopefully she can't hit 15, so I'm gonna eat just in case. Hopefully. Okay. Chill out. We'll just give her a sec to cool off. 4 swordfish and a dream. Please hit. Easy. I don't even care. Easy. Give me that. We're out. And then finally went back to Giant's Foundry and started the grind. It is pretty fast. It's not insanely fast XP. Like I think Blast Furnace with Goldsmith Gauntlets is faster, but there are some upgrades that we're going to get from doing Giant's Foundry because it's a mini game that'll be useful in the future. Specifically the double ammo mold for the cannon, so that's going to be really useful. Once we have that, we can make a lot more cannonballs easier, so that's going to be a huge upgrade in the future. But yeah, I mean, the levels pretty much flew by. I mean, we started at 50, got to 51, 52 pretty quick. Like I said, we're now up to 61, so it's really just grinding until 70. We're going to stay here until 70. Obviously do farm and birdhouse runs in between, but for now it's just more of the same. We're grinding out Giant's Foundry. I'm having a decent time. It's honestly not too bad. It's nice that the levels are kind of flying by. I can't really complain too much. Coming from my main account where everything is kind of high 80s, low 90s, the progress here is a lot faster, so it's a lot easier to grind out where I'm not spending, 10 hours for one level. So it's not nearly as bad. And yeah, like I said, the next stream, again, more of the same, just doing some Giant's Foundry. I did kind of dabble a little bit into Blast Furnace just to see if doing like mithril and stuff there would be worthwhile, but with the money that I'm spending in the coffer there and everything and the experience rate, it's really just not worth it. I think the main reason that I will do this eventually is just to actually get ores from blast furnace. I don't have a coal bag yet either. That'll be way more beneficial once I have that. So it's just not quite the time for blast furnace for me. I don't have goldsmith gauntlet, so I can't do gold there the most efficiently either. So I think we're just going to stick to Giants Foundry. It's also, I want the rewards from Giants Foundry, so we're going to need to do that to get the points there. So that was a quick little side mission, but it didn't end up being the move. So we went back to Giants Foundry right after that. The other good thing about Giants Foundry is we actually make money doing it. So each time I go and buy myth claws and the steel supplies, I spend like around 300 to 400k, but we make like 200k each time I do that. So I should end up profiting like around $1 million by the end of this smithing grind. So that's gonna be really solid just to have a little bit more money to do things with on the account. But I think that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super pleased with how the account is progressing right now, having a ton of fun playing the game, so I can't ask for more. The support on the videos, the TikToks, the streams have been crazy. You know, I'm really happy with the direction the channel's going, everything. I'm really happy with how everything's going right now. Again, appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace out.